Hi guys, Piers Morgan appeared on Question Time where he placed a bet against the Labour government's plan to build 1.5 million homes during this Parliament. And as you'll hear, he challenged the Health Secretary Wes Streeting to respect that bet. Morgan claimed that the task is unachievable and pointed to the example of the Hammersmith Bridge, and then compared it to the reconstruction of the Notre Dame Cathedral, which had been destroyed by fire some years ago. However, while this may seem a reasonable comparison on the surface, there are fundamental differences between the two.
It's not going to happen. Sorry, Wes.
Well, you really are the Grinch this Christmas, aren't you?
I don't want to be. I don't want to be the Grinch. It's just not going to happen. In the same way that the promises we got from the Conservatives didn't happen.
2.5 million homes, Piers.
Yeah, but it wasn't what you said it was going to be, which was massively more. And you say 1.5 million by when?
By the end of this Parliament.
OK, great. Let's have a bet. £1.
Not this again. We've seen where this goes with all of your bets.
The British Prime Minister your guy Rishi didn't pay up in the end, but a pound to charity, £1 for every home you don't build up to 1.5 million by the end of the Parliament. You taking it?
Unlike Rishi Sunak, I don't have that kind of money, Piers.
Right, exactly. So you're admitting you're not going to hit the target. Is my point. And look, I'll tell you a little story. Notre Dame. We all watched the amazing scene of Notre Dame being reopened. 5 years they rebuilt this incredible cathedral, and the world went down there, and it was amazing. And I remember walking near Notre Dame just after it burned down. I thought, there's no way they're going to build that in 20 years. It looked destroyed. But they did it. They did it because they had a will to do it. Let me compare and contrast to an iconic monument in London, which is Hammersmith Bridge, which is near where I live. Hammersmith Bridge, in the same year, 2019, got cracks. So they stopped all cars going over the bridge. And 5 years later, it's still not got any cars. And we're being told it's going to be at least another 5 years. In fact, it may never reopen to cars. How can that be possible in a country like this, which used to be a world beater? We can't even repair cracks in a major bridge.
Okay, so on the surface, that sounds reasonable. You know, Notre Dame burnt down, it was rebuilt in a few years, and it's magnificent. It's like before. While in London there's a bridge that's been degraded because of time, but it's not being reconstructed, and it's as Piers Morgan pointed out, it may never be used again for cars. Now, he's comparing apples and oranges here. So first of all, when it comes to Notre Dame, there was huge support from the public around the world to see this monument rebuilt. It cost about 700 million euros to rebuild this monument. And the donations that came in were more than that. An extra £100 million or 100 million euros came in to fix the building. So it's going to be okay for a number of years for maintenance or whatever. So there was a huge motivation politically and culturally to see this monument rebuilt. But you don't have that when it comes to Hammersmith Bridge. There isn't a huge campaign around the world to see Hammersmith Bridge rebuilt or fixed or upgraded. Because one difference is that Hammersmith Bridge hasn't collapsed. If it had collapsed, if it was in the same state as Notre Dame, then there would be a political motivation probably behind its reconstruction. So it needs to be repaired. That's slightly different. And the costs are slightly different as well. While it's the cost to rebuild or to fix Hammersmith Bridge is much lower, it's about £250 million. Most of that cost is being borne by the council. While with Notre Dame, most of the cost was covered by donations. Hammersmith and Fulham Council have to cover about a third of the cost of this £250 million when councils are already on their knees. Now, I want to move away from that for a moment and go to the main point. This is about the rebuilding. This is about the building of 1.5 million homes in this Parliament. Is it achievable? I don't know. And I think, unfortunately, Piers Morgan may win his bet because it will require a huge workforce. And that workforce doesn't exist at the moment. It means bringing people in from abroad to be electricians or plumbers or bricklayers or whatever. This will require a change in the visa system. And is the government willing to make that change? At a time when The Conservatives are being attacked for high numbers of immigration, and Nigel Farage is on the rise. It's going to be difficult. And that's just getting the staff. Of course, there are going to be the issues of where you can build and the materials and the cost. We hope that they achieve this. We hope that they achieve more than this, because there's a desperate need for housing. So will Piers Morgan win his bet? I probably think he will. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.